So this is our session, which happens on a weekly basis. Everybody from the team talks about a specific session. So that's why we have this topic named as each one teach one. I'm going to talk about the agenda that we have. We're going to talk about why we require the services cloud, financial services cloud, how it is going to help people who are working on the Salesforce front, discuss the different apps available which are a part of this cloud. I'm going to also give you links through which you can log on to the Trailblazer and pick out the financial services cloud, and you will have a demo account, a demo org for yourself where you can try and play around with the possibilities of creating different scenarios, helping out creating accounts, creating records for the accounts which are already available. It will show us which are the standard objects available, and it has information in terms of the flows which are already available. It's those are pre-planned flows on the org itself, and when we actually go into a live scenario, we can refer to these flows and see where we can use those templates in our dev org itself or our production org. Okay. We'll talk about a scenario that I have created through the trailheads by watching it, and we'll talk about. I'll show you. We'll see a small video which is about 4 minutes, which will tell us how an insurance agent is going to take up a case wherein a customer is complaining about an accident that has happened and would like to claim on the insurance front. So yes, a small trivia here. It says, "Welcome to the finance department, where everybody counts."
If people are wondering who is this for, and obviously there was an agenda that you talked about, but I think pretty much from a feature or a product perspective, this is for everybody. Like, I know we have all kinds of people in our team now, but irrespective of what function are we in, I mean, our role, like within our team, altokk Magente, this is a useful one because these are basics of a product, and no matter whether you're a developer, analyst, manager, uh, uh, writing blog, whatever, like even from any perspective given, because we are pure Salesforce consulting, it's always good to know a new product, and this is a new product that we're talking about, right? So by all means, this is for everybody, and this will, from what I know, this is not going to be deep tech. This is going to be an overview and understanding of what this product is, how it can help, and things like that. So basically, what I'm trying to say, this is for everybody. So please, it will be good to have everybody's attention towards what we're going to discuss in the next 30 minutes. So go ahead, Shini. So I just want to reiterate that part before there are any assumptions.
So I'll start off with a small example about myself. Okay, which was I'm talking about an incident which happened about 5 years ago with a specific bank, wherein me and my wife were planning to go abroad, and we needed to have a NRI account for ourselves. Now, with an inquiry in your head, you walk into a bank. First, to be in the true sense, there would be one attender right at the entrance of the bank itself who would say, "What do you need?" We tell them what our inquiry is. Then he will forward us to a specific desk. That person will just hand over a form to us. We fill up that form. We go back to that same desk, but he will then guide you through across to another desk.
Does it still happen? I don't see anybody standing outside.
I think so, because it's been quite a long time that I've gone in for now.
No,
So
it's
that means that probably it's improved a lot because everything happens now on the internet. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what we are going to talk about as a financial services cloud. If it is a bank or a chit fund company for that matter, or a finance firm which deals with all other services like auto loans, mortgages, personal loans, credit cards, anything. Now you have a single stop point where you go in and sit with an individual, and he is able to do everything for you right there by taking in the necessary documentation, not asking you to fill up certain forms, come back 2 days later, so that we'll scan the document, we'll upload the information, then we'll call you to verify. All this hassle has been removed, and everything comes back into one single system where you're able to do everything at one single visit, or maybe You just log on to your system, upload everything, you talk to an individual, and he is guiding you through in setting up your details, opening an account, setting up transfer facilities. So this is what, as a personal experience, I'll tell you that when I went into to open a NRI account, I had to roam around the bank for about 10 days, and then I get a confirmation that an NRI account is open. Now, after 6 years, when I come back to that same bank and say that now I would want to close the NRI account and open a new bank account, also take up a certain fixed deposit, everything happened within a span of 45 minutes. They closed the account for me. They were able to take down the necessary documents from me, upload them then and there, create the account, open a deposit account, create the account, give us access for it, provide the necessary debit card and everything. And you can also generate the PIN then and there itself through the ATM machine. So that's an improvement that we are doing. So as an organization, if we want to look at getting a better revenue, it's not possible if we keep doing the same thing on and on, year by year. If it's, for example, as a firm, I have $100,000 business revenue getting generated in a year, and I want to go up to 150,000. I can't keep doing the same things that I've done in the last year. I would have to change the way I do my work, the way I present my work, so that it will improve the output as well. That is exactly what financial services cloud is going to do, because on Salesforce we already have a sales cloud, we already have a services cloud, we already have a health cloud. What could be the reasons why the financial services cloud has been generated? This is to improve the output utility of a specific company, which can use the facilities available through this cloud to help their clients meet their financial needs and requirements. So you could see a small trivia over here which talks about whenever you go for a loan or a mortgage with a bank, they would first look at the kind of spending formula. They would advise you that this is what your spending formula is based on your pay slips and all. They will tell us that what you need to set aside as per your needs, your wants, and your savings. So that's the 50-30-20 formula that the banks use. And it would help if we use the same kind of a formula personally as well. So this is exactly what he's talking about, imagining the front office getting an aggravated view of the most relevant client information without logging into different systems through the day. Increases productivity using technology. The financial services cloud is available using with the Lightning experience in 3 different editions, which is your professional, enterprise, and unlimited editions. This is just talking about providing a panoramic view of the client account, which we are going to see in the demo as well. We will talk about a few imaginary clients that we have, and how, as a financial services cloud user, you will be able to assist that client in helping out with their banking needs and financial needs. So these are the three apps which are majorly used through the financial services cloud, which is a wealth management console, the retail banking console, and the insurance agent console.
Srini, sorry to interrupt, but taking a step
Yep.
back.
Yeah.
So before you go to the consoles or specific apps, so
Yeah.
in terms of client profiles, I think from what you mentioned, you took an example of a bank. But are we? I know I was talking to you about this, but I'm reiterating just for the broader audience here that we are saying we're talking about this cloud, which is used by primarily by banks, or are we also saying that this is something which a non-banking client can also use for their financial needs? You know what I'm saying, right? Like every company has a financial department, right?
Yeah.
So is it catering to that department, or are we saying this is primarily in the domain where it's for
It is
uh,
primarily in the
clients?
domain which are catering to the financial needs of clients. So it is not specific to any organization. It is specific to banking and financial services only.
So banking and financial services. People who don't know financial services, such as he mentioned chit funds. Those
Yeah.
are financial services. Then those non-banking. So I put Paytm in that category, Srini?
Yes,
Paytm gives loans. I don't
yes.
know Paytm gives loans or not, but
Paytm loans are there on the app. I thought I saw that.
okay. In that case, maybe Paytm also could. So anybody who's dealing with money and that's their model is somebody who can are potential clients to use this product. So that's why I just wanted to cover that. You talked about client profiles, but to add some more examples there.
This is the link through which you will be able to log on to the Financial Services Cloud and download a demo uh, account. This talks about just the overview in terms of how the wealth management app will look like, and I will show that to you in the org right now.
So before you talk about it, do you want
Yeah.
to tell us about what is the difference? Like, what is wealth management? So that you talk about three of them: wealth management,
Retail banking console
retail
and
banking, and insurance something, right?
yeah,
What are so? Maybe tell us a little bit about what was this meant for? What
sure.
does it mean?
In terms of wealth management, when we talk about this, I'll just give an example again. Right now, I am going through to a financial services firm as a customer, and I want to talk to one of my relationship manager in an to discuss about how do I start off with taking up a mortgage. So as a through this wealth management app, as a relationship manager for me, I would know what is by looking at that specific account. I would know what is his annual income, what are the investments that he already has, what kind of insurance policies that he holds with my bank, as well as a competitor bank as well. So you would have a complete overview in terms of as a customer what's his net worth, and if I run through an application for him for a mortgage, would the application first of all be approved as per the banking terms, because they go through a credit check and all. These credit checks would happen based on what your spending limit has been, what kind of financial discipline that you maintain. All that information is available through the wealth management app. So that's the main reason why we would be talking about the wealth management app, or using that app for us to know, look at the history of this customer, and what is his capabilities of taking up a loan and also be able to pay it back.
No, so this is the person sitting on the side talking to the customer and saying, okay, I can use wealth management for all the reasons that you just mentioned. Now.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I'll just show you this app. So this slide, which is basically the home page on a Salesforce financial services app, will give you an overview of as a financial institute, like as an uh, relationship manager. What are the referrals that are assigned to me through my job queue? What are the referrals that I am already dealing with? How is the performance of my department? Uh, as in, and you would have different cards. What are the leads available? What are these opportunities that I can reach across? um, this is a standard object which is available. I will go through to Rachel Adams. This if you look at her account, you would see the total net worth that she has. Yeah. What is the kind of category that we have put her as a customer? Coming to this link, we would have all her financial accounts. Like I said, it's not only the accounts that she holds with me as a financial institute, but I will also have information in terms of the competitor products that she holds with other financial institutes. So we have a total investments, total bank deposits, the insurance that she has, what are the financial accounts that she holds with other banks, bank accounts, checking accounts, all the insurance policies available that she has taken up. And We'll talk about the relationships. Now, for example, if I am going to the to open a deposit account, there is always an opportunity wherein the relationship manager in the bank will talk about what is my number of family members that I have, what are their plans, are they ready to open a joint account with us or not. So those kind of relationships can be built up here, and once it is set up as a newbie, or for example there is a different individual to whom the customer has approached and they get into this as a relationship manager, I would not have to ask her again for all the details that she has already given to the institute in the previous discussion. So everything will already be available, and I just have to run through this dashboard to see what could be her requirements and help her accordingly, rather than making her to repeat herself in terms of what her requirements are, what she is planning to do in the future. So this can help us by looking at the relationships. Then we have goals, through which we see that she has already planned a wedding for her children, for her daughter, and she is planning out for a vacation in the near future. There are certain target dates available. We know what is the amount that she's planning to spend and how much she has reached in saving that amount for herself. So looking at this particular information, we can advise her to see if, for example, if you look at this target date, which is the April the 15th, coming up within the next 2 months, the target value is about $100,000 for the wedding fund, but she has right now, she needs to get another 33K. How is she planning to do that? Maybe by looking at this, if in the next 2 months, if it is not possible, what way as a financial institute we could help her by providing the necessary ideas, or telling her about the products which are available with our bank, which can help her to reach that target value. This is how, as a dashboard, we could look at and help out our customers in reaching their financial goals. So this is the link through which we can help her out. Then we have referrals. If you guys remember, in the olden days, you want to open an account with a State Bank of India, the account opening manager would ask us to bring out a reference that as a bank, it is advisable to help out this customer to open an account. So a
Right.
reference which tells us that yes, so and so person lives on this address and he's worthy enough to have an account with SBI. That's the same way these referrals work. So as Rachel Adams can advise me that I can reach to so and so person to help them out with their financial needs. And I can reach out to that person saying that, okay, so and so Miss Rachel Adams has advised me that you were looking to maybe open a saving account or a checking account wherein you require an overdraft facility. As a financial institute, I can help you with that. Those are the referrals which can get uploaded here, and you can see that as Rachel Adams, how she has helped me to bring up new business into the organization. So that's the worth that we can relate to. And related is basically, as Rachel, we would want to see the insurance policies that she has on her name. What are the claims that she has already placed on those insurances? We could look at the life events available and the family members' information. I will talk about these households in a few minutes. Just showing you the how as an account what all information that we could look at.
Srini, I have a question now. So
Yeah.
before we move on, so
Yes.
you talked about those tabs. So,
Yes.
uh, again, I may be say asking the obvious, but I still would want to say that. So yes, you see those financial accounts, relationships, goals, but these are just like from a product perspective. If I think I'm saying, okay, if I'm like a Salesforce person and saying, okay, financial services cloud is good because you have the ability to store the relationships, the ability to store their goals, the ability to get their referrals, the ability to, I don't know, what was the financial account part? If you go to the financial accounts,
These are basically all her financial
all their accounts with
relationships that
us
she
or
has.
with other banks.
Yes.
But but I don't know if you have the answer to this or not. But how do I get this? Because uh, you talked about Axis Bank, so I'm sitting. So we have an account with bank. Now I does not know how many accounts do I have, how many. I mean, of course, they know our civil score. I'm thinking from an Indian perspective. There are similar models in other countries, but still, the model is similar, right? So
Yeah.
I
This
would
is
not know. There is no central system for me to say, okay, unless the customer is giving me all of the information, none of this is going to be helpful. Correct?
correct. Correct. This all this information would be required while we are onboarding with the customer when you are opening an account. For example, if is using the Salesforce as their CRM product, and Rachel Adams approach, this information is all gathered from her and uploaded into the dashboard. So it's not something which is an automated system wherein there is a specific number generated and we put that number into a system, and whatever financial holdings that she has with other institutes comes through to us directly. This is a manual input that we are going to take from the customer and upload the information here.
So it's more of placeholders that are made available through this app, through this
Correct.
product of financial services that we say, okay, if you want this, this is how you can do without customizing much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about onboarding a customer, for example, like Roshan was asking about. We have these, initially, there were only 5 different types of record types. The billing group is something that has come up recently. While I was going through this financial services cloud, billing group wasn't available, and don't have much information about that. But yes, I can talk about the other record types, which is the person account, the business account, for which you will require a personal account, household account, the institution, and as a new individual. Okay. Now let's say we will talk about the household account first. When you are opening an account, I am coming into the talking about coming up with a new relationship altogether. So they will take down the information as an account name, the category that will be taken out, and they will be asking about what are our requirements, where does our income come from, how, what are our plans to increase our income, stuff like that. Like for example, if we take, there is a household account already here. We have an Adams household account. This is household account is basically for a specific family, wherein maybe there are 3 or 4 adults in that family who have come through to the bank to open an account. They have mentioned all their details, and we will all relate these separate accounts into one specific household account, which will be called as an Adams household. Now in this, we will know, we'll have information about all the 4 members of the family, what their total net worth is, what their total bank deposits are available with us, as well as including the other competitors, the total insurance that they have, and we will design it accordingly, wherein, by looking at this household account, what are the kind of relationships that are available, who is the primary decision maker in the household, who's the spouse, who's the child, how their accounts are going to get related to the primary account holder, stuff like that. And if you look at this one, you see Rachel Adams is a primary member. You have the facility to set up who is going to be the primary member in that household account, and then we will add up Nigel Adams, who is the spouse, and then Adams family. They are running a charitable trust, so that account also gets related into this household account, and that is the way we'll have the total net worth value that this household account brings into our financial institute. So you have the total group members, what their total net worth value is, when was the last time we had the interaction with this family member, any one of those family members, and what was the discussions that I've had, and how we can help them to come to meet their financial needs in the future. Um, Let me just come here. So, as a household, what could be their future goals? So, we have an education saving account that's been set up for their son. Again, coming back to their daughter, they have a wedding fund. I guess this is something which is funny that whenever it's a daughter, it's always a wedding fund, and with a son, it is an educational fund, right? Then you have a vacation home planning out. So you see, there are target dates, there are actual values. What is the target value, where they're standing at this moment, and how much time it could take for them to reach their target. What is the value required to reach the target? Stuff like that. So that's how a household account works. We can actually, in a funny manner, I have created a household account based on a mythology book that I've been reading out recently. So just to show you how this can, so basically on the based on the Mahabharata, we have a Pandavas household in which we have the related people. I'll show you those relations. You
Maybe
have,
you should ask a few questions
yeah.
about Mahabharata.
I don't know whether I should have asked because there could be quite a few questions coming out which can be disturbing. That's right. So
Okay, okay.
you have Yudhishthir as the eldest son of the Pandava clan, who's a primary member, is a decision maker in the Pandava family. Then you have the second in line, which is Bhim, and the third in line in Arjuna. I've created only those characters which have been the most influential across the complete Mahabharata as a story. So those are the first three people from the Pandava clan. Then you have Kaurava as a business user, which is another household, Kaurava, and Bhishma, who is the head to both of these dynasties, which is a Pandava dynasty and a Kaurava dynasty. So you would see how these people are related. You can set up as an individual who does what. So you have different facilities. Like here, we have mentioned it as Arjuna is the economical decision maker. Yeah, you have. Coming back to the Pandava household, you will see Yudhishthir being the main decision maker. He is a primary member, being the influencer who advises what can be done, cannot be done. So stuff like that can be done in a household account. This is how you can create relationships. What their goals are, not mentioned much there. The goals and everything I will show you in the insurance agent console. Is a little bit more funny. If you see through the Kaurava household, you would find Duryodhan being the primary decision maker. So basically, a specific individual cannot be a primary member for more than one household. So if it is in the Pandava household, Yudhishthir is the eldest son. He tries to be the decision maker. He is a primary member. He can be related to the Kaurava dynasty as a related individual, but not as a primary member. Primary member can only be one person for each household, but one individual can be a part of different households doing different roles, but not as a primary member.
As you rightly mentioned, you chose a very tricky book for talking about relationships. That's the last book you would want to touch when you talk about relationships.
The second link that I've mentioned is about managing the client requirements and all. So I will talk about that. This is also available through the Trailhead link itself, and we'll create one instance where we can see how we can help a specific client to create s- update information about their requirements through our financial institute. Now for example, here we have information from Adam's family household account, wherein we are talking about an investment fund, a mutual fund investment, and a specific personal investment account that they hold under their household account. Now, Adam comes up with a specific update about a new family member that has joined, or maybe he's grown up now and 18 years old fellow and would like to open a new account as a deposit account for that person. So let's say that we are creating a name for Ken because he's coming up as a new member in the household. We'll put it as an individual. It's a managed account. Primary, because of the household account, Rachel Adams is a primary member. She will be available. There is not going to be any joint account owner, and we relate it to the Adams household. This creates a relationship automatically. Now you would see that there is a financial account created on the name of Ken. It's a managed account. The primary account holder would be Rachel. And based on whatever, for example, he gets onto a part-time job and he starts off putting money into his account, that data will automatically get generated and it will show up here as an investment. And then that information would get added up into the financial summary of this household account. It's an automatic thing that will happen.
Srini, sorry to interrupt. I
Yeah.
think if we've got the idea, we don't have to create records. So we can definitely show the existing records because that will take longer, right? So
Okay.
if there's no, I mean, if people have questions, definitely yes. But otherwise, I think if there's an existing record, we can just open that and say this is an account, a bank account. I mean,
Sure. So, for example, this is a checking account of the household, Adams household. It talks about the account number. There are no financial transactions that have happened yet, as it's a sample account only. This will talk about the balance available when the account was opened. If there is a minimum balance to be maintained, that will be shown here. Statement going out, statement information with the address information and all. And if you see here, you would have activity in terms of if there is an event that is going to happen for this account holder. We as a person, during the conversation that we would have with the client, we can update this data and upload the information. We can record an event. Then based on that event, if as a financial institute, if we have a task to deal with that particular event, we can put that here and set it up for us to get a notification. For example, the person, like we opened an account for Ken. Now in 2 months time, his birthday is coming up, probably the 19th or the 20th birthday. We as a task, as a financial institute, we would want to invite that person to come up into a survey or probably apply for a credit card, for example. That's what usually banks would do the moment we start putting up our salary accounts. So in the same way, there is a task applied. We can set it up saying that on so and so date, we can actually contact this person to go through for an application. It's a referral. So that's how the moment this task is completed, and if it is about applying for a credit card, that referral will show up in this household account as well. So those referrals will get recorded and it should show up here saying that on so and so date we are due to contact, and that's a referral already. If it's a contact already made, it should show up here, and if it is a future contact, it will show in the future referrals. So this is the insurance agent console. Why is it called as an insurance agent console and why is it insurance console? There are two different apps here. Okay, one is as an insurance, it would help me for checking through the app in terms of what my performance is, in terms of how I am dealing with getting referrals in a specific period of time. Like for example, if I'm working for LIC policy, I am in Nizampet. In this particular area, how many policies have I been able to sell in a specific time period. So this is the dashboard that would tell me what my performance is. Because this demo doesn't have too much of data, you wouldn't find this. But if the link that I'm going to paste for you will show you a video which will tell us how the actual dashboard would look like as an insurance agent, what his performance is on an year to date basis, on a quarterly period, or on a monthly period as well. Depending on what is our requirement, we can put that dashboard accordingly. So I'll show you the insurance agent console. And how will insurance agent console show one of our account holder? Like for example, we were talking about let's say Adam Thompson. This will have information in terms of again the same data in terms of total financial accounts that he holds with us, what is his last interaction that we had with him, what when we are due to talk to him again, what are the policies that he holds with us and other competitors, what is the kind of relationship that he already holds. Now if Aaron is a part of the Adams household, is he, in what way is he related to that household, what other accounts that he has, what other contacts that he can have, all that data while onboarding that can get updated into the system. Then you have the main thing about this insurance agent console is the life events dashboard info. Now this talks about different life events available, and we can mention that it could be a date which is previously, or it could be a future dated as well, that can come up here as and when we update the data based on our interactions with Aaron. Now, if we click on this one as recents first, automatically the most recent event will show up here itself. For that, again, I'm going back to my, let's say, my imagined, the story that I've had. As a Pandava clan, they finished their schooling, were awarded the best student of the Gurukul. Then they meet Krishna in a couple of years or in a couple of months. You can create these milestones. Like you have this link here which will tell us what is a milestone all about, what kind of a milestone it is it a merger, acquisition, expansion, executive change, market listing, bankruptcy. Based on whatever you would want this pick list to be, that can be arranged. Okay, so there is alliance with Draupadi. It's like a wedding, creating their own country, getting into bankruptcy. There are two events in that same milestone being at bankruptcy. It's a little funny. Preparing alliances for war, going into hiding, preparing for war, taking over the country or the kingdom of Hastinapur. So this is how you can actually set up a milestone. You would have different milestones available. Like for example, if you go into the actual Rachel Adams sample, maybe this would show that she was born on so and so date. She graduated in a couple of decades in 2000, in the year 2019. During her course of graduation, what did she go through? When did she get married? When did she move out to a different city? What is her plan of purchasing a new car? So here you could see there are two instances showing up. You can select that and we can see that she is already having a car and she's planning to purchase a new car. So all that information is available in the single event itself. Okay, then she's planning to buy a car. These are showing up as grayed out because it is in the future. As per her plan, this is not something that she has already achieved. That is why at this moment it is grayed out. Once it is achieved, the whole event will be in blue color based on what kind of customization that we have. When she was blessed with a baby, she's planning to go for a surgery at a certain specific date, or she has already had the surgery done. So these are the life events that will show up on the insurance agent console. Now, what is a requirement to have these life events on a insurance agent console? As an insurance agent, it would help the agent when he or she knows their client in a personalized way. That is a main reason why these events are set up, so that during the course of your discussion, it may not have to be that, or everything has to be given to you by the client at then and there during onboarding. There is a possibility you would meet that client at least 6 or 7 times in a year. Maybe you will take a premium from that client once or twice in a year for the policy that he or she holds, but you will be talking to them to get more and more information, and as and when you get that information, that needs to get recorded here, so that when you know that there is a specific event due to happen in their life, or there is a specific event that's already happened, you can mention that and you can personalize your conversation with that particular customer, and that would actually help the customer also to have a positive attitude towards the agent, to say, okay, this person knows me personally and he has taken the effort to talk to me about what is happening in my life, and I should be in a position to see that I hold all my accounts with that. Why would I go to a third party person when I know that this particular LIC agent has all my data with him? He knows about me personally, and he would be in a better position to advise me on what I should be doing in the future. So there is a possibility it would help you to retain your customer. It would help you get more referrals through them and help you in your business. Okay, so that's the main reason why we have this as the life events as one of the objective in the insurance agent console.
That's where the CRM flavor comes into
Yes.
picture, where you say you're talking about customer relationship management.
Yes,
So when the more you know about the customer, the
the
better it
better
is,
way
the
to
easier, and
advise.
you're targeting the right people, you're asking the right questions, and you're serving the right product. So yeah,
So this is one specific video that I would want to talk about, which is about a customer rep trying to upload a customer claim that we spoke about in the agenda, wherein how as a flow which is already available in the system would help the insurance agent to set up a claim for the customer. Okay, this is a short video for about 4 minutes only. This video is basically to show the first notice of loss. So first notice of loss is something which is a term which is used in the American slang, wherein people talk about reporting an accident. For example, a car rear-ended, and I have to inform the insurance team. So you would see that there is already a flow set up here, which is talking about initiating that response when a customer is calling up an insurance agent, and they are going to this flow is designed in such a way that as an agent I wouldn't have to go to 3 or 4 systems on the Salesforce page to upload that information and put a claim across to the insurance company. So it is only to reduce the number of clicks available and help the insurance agent to raise a claim as quickly as possible. Okay, so you would see here he's selected the auto policy and putting up the time, everything is getting automated here. He's taking down the address where the accident happened, what kind of an accident was it, did they inform the police already, and if they've informed the police, what is the claim reference number, the maybe an FIR copy kind of a thing. If the account holder or the insurance policy holder is involved in that accident, is he available there? And if there is for example, if this person is there and there is one more person involved in that accident in that same car, and if that person holds an account with us, can we relate that person into this same household or not, or do we keep it as a separate contact? All that information can be uploaded in a few clicks, and the case number gets registered automatically. Usually it happens that when I have to raise a claim, I will call up the bank or my insurance agent and say that so and so thing happened. They would say, okay, sir, we'll send you a person who will come and inspect your car. We'll take a few pictures, then it gets uploaded, then they get approved, and then it will take a few more weeks for us to get the claim. But here, everything is already pre-planned in the code, and you are able to uh, do the needful for the client as quickly as possible and resolve the inquiry to ensure that the customer satisfaction meter is always right on top. And guys, these links that I've just placed in the chat, in fact, every link has the information on how to download the demo app into your org, and you can play around with the objects. You can look at how the accounts work, how the record types are there, what kind of validations can be set up. The flows also, you have about 30 to 35 flows already pre-planned, pre-built into the org itself. And whenever you have any kind of a question, we can always go back into that org and try to get the answer out of that.
So it's simple. You'll see a question. You'll see 4 symbols. Choose a symbol. Fastest one gets more points. Akansha. Which editions? Okay. Slide question. Is it multi-select?
No, it's not a multi-select.
Yeah. But I got it right. To next. Yeah. Why such silence? Why is this?
వంద చెప్తామండి.
Okay, second question, guys.
Sir,
Okay,
escape
yeah.
It's
routes.
only 10 seconds.
Yeah. Why 10 seconds? There were too many, so I don't know if it's 5 or 6. Wonderful. I got it right.
This is wrong, right, Shin?
Yeah,
Is it
6
six?
Why is it
ఉన్నాయి.
5? You
Was
only
it 6?
mentioned
Six
there was a
ఉన్నాయి
new
కదా.
one added, right?
The Trailblazer mentioned it's actually 5 only, but
Then
like
your
I said in
explanation
the
is
discussion,
wrong.
there was a new
You
thing that
said,
came up there.
yeah, you said billing type of record came.
Billing type
We are
came
listening to
recently.
the
It's billing group.
session.
It got added.
Yeah, billing
Yeah,
group.
it got
Brought it
added.
up recently.
Even I kept 6 because of that.
Okay, we
But
can cancel
Rajiv,
the session there.
cancel.
Oh, hey, Roshan is on the top.
Yeah, because I went for 1 less than 6.
Okay.
How many object relationships?
ఏంటండి వాళ్ళ
This
మ్యాథ్స్ ఎగ్జామ్
household is
పెట్టారంటే
is
Yeah,
available in
maths exam.
different.
Shit.
So that's account to account, account contact, and contact contact.
Yeah, but difficult to remember the number. So see, nobody got it right. 0.
Scoreboard says the same.
ఏంటండి ఇది?
Just now I told the answer. Just now I told the answer.
I chose the wrong one, I guess.
Hey, 7 of you.
Not listening. I was listening to Raji.
ఐఎమ్ కరెక్ట్.
Harita was quick. Super. This
Okay,
is a
double
double
point.
point.
Spending formula. What?
కష్టం అండి ఇలాంటివి. ఇట్స్ టూ మచ్. టూ మచ్.
I don't.
ఇది
Mask
ఫోటో
అన్ని-
ఇమేజ్ పెట్టారు ఇది.
No, this is
మాస్
very tough.
పెండింగ్ పెట్టమంటారా అండి?
టూ మచ్.
Still, majority of you got it right.
No,
This is not the right question.
I went from first position to 8th position.
Oh,
I
God.
came onto the podium.
సాకేత్
4 to 9.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know how people are getting that right. Was it
I think
it on
the
the slide?
people who got it right, I think they had the PPT screenshot or something.
లేదు 50% నీడ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా అనేసి అలా పెట్టా.
Okay.
మీరు 50, 30, 20 అయింది. అది కూడా మార్చేదేమో ఇచ్చేసాను నేనైతే. ఇట్స్ టూ మచ్.
Okay, this I think I can answer this one. This is also very tough.
Oh, I chose the wrong one.
So until now it was maths exam. Now it is English exam.
అది మల్టిపుల్ సెలెక్ట్ ఇది హైలైట్ అది
This is multi-select
it's a
and
combination
double
of
Oh
points.
shit! Wait, multi.
శ్రీని 2 ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని 2 ఒక దాంట్లోనే పెట్టి మళ్ళీ ఆన్సర్స్ ఇచ్చారేంటి
Yeah.
అసలు
కన్ఫ్యూజ్ చేయడానిక
నేను
పాస్ గార్డ్ కరెక్ట్ వచ్చింది మాకు.
Okay,
నేను కూడా ఆడాను నరేష్
I'm out of this.
పైకి తోయండి ఫస్ట్.
Yeah, I'm out of this. I'm out of this
వెళ్ళవుగా
game.
పైకి ఇంకెందుకు అరుస్తావు
ప్రశాంత్ ఏంది ఇది? మనం అనుకుంది ఏంటి, మీరు చేసింది ఏంటి?
ఏమనుకున్నారు?
ఇప్పుడు చెప్పాక లోక జ్ఞానంతో గెలుతామని.
Group connect is a feature of which studio next?
ఇది కష్టం. గ్రూప్ కనెక్ట్ అంట.
This is from Raji's session.
Raji, no.
Marketing Cloud.
స్నేహాస్
స్నేహాస్ కదా.
అది కాదు
Who gave you this question?
ఒక్కళ్ళే
Questions
ఒక్కళ్ళు
today
ఎవరు
కాదా?
రైట్ పెట్టింది
Damn it.
ఎవరా ఒక్కళ్ళు
Yeah.
Nene.
Wait. So
Naveen
when you say
Anka.
previous session, it has to be from last week's session, or maybe maximum 2 weeks. Neha's session was like more than 3 months back. Anyways.
No, that wasn't mentioned. The previous sessions nunchi you can pick up
Rupesh.
any product, this thing, and we can talk about it.
ఓకే ఓకే
అంటే మరి చాలా క్విక్ అనిపించింది నా క్వశ్చన్ చదివే లోపల వచ్చింది ఆన్సర్.
10 seconds only.
10 seconds ఎక్కువ పెట్టలేదు.
When was health cloud భయ్యా?
Saket should be able to do this.
No, I know this answer. But too less of a time. Go with your favorite year.
పెట్టేసరికి కరెక్ట్ టైం అయిపోయింది ఏంటండి మరి 10 seconds
మొన్నే డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. అందుకే.
ఏ నవీన్ రాలేదా? వాట్ మ్యాన్.
Nothing changed.
Naveen is right behind Prashant.
ఒక మల్టిపుల్ చాయిస్ ఇచ్చే వెళ్ళిపోతాడు. ఏ వైల్ సెట్టింగ్ అప్ కస్టమ్ ఫీల్డ్
ఏంటిది
ఏం డేటా టైప్స్ ఆ?
Yes.
While setting up a custom,
I
how many
have
data types are
found
available to choose? 360. I couldn't even choose.
No.
What?
Okay.
See, very
Group
tough.
pick ఇది.
I think you're beating Sushma in the level of difficulty for sure. Yeah.
అది స్వీట్ 16
Google
అని పెడితే
కౌంట్
ఏదో
ఆప్షన్స్
బాగుందని
అండి
అది
అసలు
Yeah, I was gonna
దిస్
do
ఫర్
this.
ఛాంపియన్స్ మీద కూడా డౌట్ పడతారేమో అసలు ఆ కౌంట్ ఎప్పుడు చేయలేదని.
నేను నోట్స్ రాసుకున్నా కదా భయ్య.
ఎలా
నవీన-
అనిపించింది శ్రీనివాస్
నవీన్
ఎలా
మల్టిపుల్
అనిపించింది?
చాయిస్ కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఇంకా.
ఏమనిపించాలో రాజు గారు?
అసలు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ పెట్టాలని ఎలా అనిపించింది మీకు
అంటే యాజ్ అన్ అడ్మిన్ నాకు ఎప్పుడు చూసినా ఈ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ డేటా టైప్లలో బాగా ఇది కన్ఫ్యూజన్. సో ఒకసారి రాసుకున్నా నేను అన్ని ఇన్ని ఉన్నాయా అని రాసుకుంటా పోతా ఉంటే నాకు 2 గంటలు పట్టింది.
Okay, I want to definitely interrupt here and
Yeah.
reiterate that there are people in the room who do not understand that language.
Sorry.
So I know
Sorry.
there is a joke here or there is fine, but when you're talking about technicalities, I think it's using a language which is common. in the room.
సారీ
Yeah.
ఆకాంక్ష
That doesn't mean we all go
What?
silent. Yeah, I want to say what is the last rule implemented.
You got enough time. You can think about the answer here.
Yeah,
ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు థింక్ ఈ ఆన్సర్
I answered. Yes, I was the first one to answer.
Naresh is
I thought like I'm the one.
rejected.
See, people who are not on the leaderboard can take more time. Or it should take less time. Because if they have to get it up, you have to get it faster to get more points. So,
నవీన్
but
హ్యాపీగా
even then, I'm in 7th place.
Uh,
ఐ
Now,
am
fifth
also in
place.
7th place
Roshan's
5th
come
place.
back to the 5th place.
I've come back.
రోషన్ మీరు నా ప్లేస్ కి నేను మీ ప్లేస్ కి వెళ్ళిపోయా
Okay, guys, last 2 questions.
double point?
Anyways, you're not.
One of the
Same,
question
same
doesn't have
Last
any
one.
points.
Why
Okay,
not?
I'll tell you.
ఇంకెందుకు
Personal
ఇచ్చేయండి
question.
ప్రశాంత్ కి అయితే
Multi-select.
This is
This
multi-select.
point.
కదా, అయిపోయా.
దిస్ విల్ చేంజ్
This is
pass
point. This
activity.
should have points.
రీడింగ్ ఫ్లోట్
How many? 2 or 3? Tell us that.
Five
Give us
king.
a hint. This is very, very tough.
ఐ పుట్ ఆల్ ద
నేను అన్ని పెట్టా ఏదో
I put
మీరే
all the
చెప్పండి శ్రీనివాస్ నేను అన్ని
All 4.
except playing float everything is heavy I guess.
నేను అదే ఫస్ట్ పెట్టా
No, weight lifting and reading. No bike.
వామ్మో వెయిట్ లిఫ్టింగ్
మొన్ననే మాట్లాడుకున్నాం శ్రీని, వెయిట్ లిఫ్టింగ్ ఇంకా
Srini, no, weightlifting is good, but how did you not put biking? You talk about bullet and all so much, and you're saying it's not.
నేను ఈ
good,
3
like,
సెలెక్ట్ చేశాను. గాన్
అయినా
లేదు
సాకేత్
Yeah.
మీ ఇద్దరు
But
మాట్లాడుకునే
still,
మాకెలా
మ్యాచ్
తెలుస్తుంది?
ఫిక్స్
gone
Hello,
was
match
more
fix.
interesting for me than bike.
This is controversial.
very controversial. And
It's
it's
a match
a good
fix.
point.
Nobody's
It's
listening.
good.
ఏ దీనికి మార్కులు కూడానా మళ్ళీ?
Srini,
Prashant, congrats.
Rupesh, I think we have to give training on how to go to Kahoot. I think we have seen enough Kahoots where it is not working out. No, this is not the first Kahoot. Like, too many controversies.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
points, I
I'm-
think, for this one.
Yeah, doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, no, this should have points. I'll win this. I don't know how many people follow my WhatsApp. All of them got it right. Most of
Wow.
them. Anyways,
Good followership, guys.
yeah.
Roshan, the option.
But Rupesh, I think we have to do so. Those what do you call the review sessions that we're having? Please remind me to talk about Kahoot as well.